Hello students, welcome to our class and start our learning with Let's Learn. And our today's topics, free electrons, current flowing through a wire from chapter number 3, current electricity. Let's move on our today's topic, free electrons. Students, you know what are the free electrons? So, free electron means every metallic conductor has one or more outermost electrons. Means every metallic conductor means the atom, they have one, two or three electrons in their outermost shell. So they show the metallic property. So this metallic conductor has a one or more outermost electrons. They are very weakly bounded to nucleus. They are very weakly bounded to nucleus. These are called the free electrons. Okay. In your previous standard, that means in 8th standard, we studied the configuration of the electrons of the atoms. Okay, so let's see the electronic configuration of the sodium atom and magnesium atom, for example. So students, here some rule to distribute the electrons in their orbits. So in a first electron, in a first orbit, maximum 2 electrons. There must be maximum 2 electrons. In a second orbit, there must be 8 electrons, maximum 8 electron. Okay, and a third orbit, then 2, 8, 18 and so on. Okay, so here in a sodium atom having a total 11 electrons. So distribute this 11 electron in this way. So in a first orbit 2 electron, then 8 electron and remaining 1 electron in a third orbit. So this one electron is very weakly bounded to this nucleus. You know, this nucleus attracts every electron towards itself. Okay, but the electron that are not much closer to this nucleus, so they are very weakly bounded and they can easily remove from this atom. It's clear. So this is the electronic configuration of sodium, and a free electron of sodium is 1. Let's see the example of magnesium. Magnesium having a 12 electron because the atomic number of magnesium 12. So distribute this 12 electron as 2, 8 and 2. 2 plus 8, 10 and plus 2. Okay, 12. So here the 2 electrons on the outermost shell of the magnesium atom, these 2 electrons are the free electrons. They are very weakly bounded to the magnesium atom. It's clear, this term free electrons. Okay, so let's move on our next heading, next topic, that is a current flowing through a wire. So student, if we connect any cell, or if we cannot connect any cell to this metallic conductor, okay, so then these electrons, the motion of these electrons are randomly. Understand? That means the direction of this electron is this, then this electron is opposite to this. So the motion of these electrons motion in randomly. But if we connect this conducting wire to the cell, then what happens? So these electrons, that means the electrical force applied on these electrons, and then the electron moves in a particular direction. They moves from the negative terminal to positive terminal. Negative to positive. It's clear. So in this way the direction of the electrons is from the negative terminal to positive. So the direction of the current flowing, is opposite to the flowing of direction of electron. So the current will flow from the positive terminal to negative terminal. It's clear, student? So let's see the current, electric current. What is the electric current, student? Just observe this picture. Here this conducting wire that is connected to the cell, that means the positive terminal to negative terminal. Any cell having a 2 terminal, positive and negative. Just see this picture. Okay. Huh. So if we connect this conducting wire through the cell, so here one positive terminal and one negative terminal, one positive and one negative. So when we connect this conducting wire through the cell, then electric force applied on it, that's why then electron having a charge is negative, electron's charge is negative. So from the negative the negative charge repulse negative, so that's why this negative electron move away from this negative terminal, that's why they move from negative to positive. This electron attracts to the positive terminal, that means the direction of this negative charge particle, that is electron, towards the positive terminal. It's clear? Then we will see what is the electric current. So just observe this picture. If we connect the battery, if we connect the cell through the conducting wire, then the motion of this electron is likewise as shown in this picture. Just observe. When switch is on, then the motion stop. If we plug on, then the electrons starts to move. If we switch off, then the electrons stop. If we switch on, then these electrons starts to move. Understand? So what is the electric current? So electric current is a flow of electron. Electric current is a flow of electron through a conductor. Conductor means the conducting wire. Conductor means this conducting wire. In this conducting wire, the flow of electron, this is negative terminal, this is positive terminal. So flow of this electron through this conducting wire, the conducting wire is AB. So through flow of electron in this direction, flow of electron through this conducting wire is a conducting wire. Okay, and the charge passing through, if we electron flow from this conducting wire, then the charge passing through a conductor, this conductor in a unit time is called the current. Understand? Again I repeat, a electric current is flow of electron. Electric current means when electron moves, then current will flow in this opposite direction. If we electrons move, then current flow in the opposite direction. If the electron stops to move, then the current will not flow in this conducting wire. It's clear? So electric current means the flow of electrons, through the conducting wire. Understand? And in a quantitative, charge passing through a conductor in a unit time. That means here one formula, charge passing through. How many charge passes through this conducting wire and in how much time? So this is called the current and this is denoted by I. So charge passing, if we just take a time equals to unit, that means 1, or unit time. Time may be in hour, minutes or seconds. So I take just 1 unit. So in a unit time, the total charge passes through this conducting wire, this AB conducting wire is called the electric current. Understand? Then next is, so here formula I equals to Q upon T, where Q is the charge passing through this conducting wire, and T is a time. Then again I repeat the definition, charge Q passing through the conducting wire in a unit time is called the electric current. Got it? Just observe this picture. Q upon T is equals to the I. I is a symbol of current, T is a symbol of time, and Q is a charge that is flow through this conducting wire. It's clear? Then again next is ampere. So what is ampere? So ampere is a unit of current. Ampere is a SI unit of current. Formula of current formula of I equals to Q upon T, and SI unit of current is ampere. And so SI unit of current is equals to SI unit of charge. SI unit of charge is coulomb, and SI unit of time is second. So the SI unit of electric current is an ampere, that is equals to coulomb upon second. It's clear? So here again I repeat, the SI unit of current is, and we have this formula, I equals to Q upon T, charge upon time. So ampere equals to coulomb upon second. Ampere is a unit of electric current. Ampere is a unit of electric current. Coulomb is a unit of electric charge, and second is a unit of time. So coulomb upon second is a ampere. Then question is, what is 1 ampere? 1 ampere means, what is the value 1 ampere means? So 1 ampere means 1 ampere current. 1 ampere current is said to flow a conductor if 1 coulomb charge flow through it every second. If in every second, if let's consider second equals to 1, charge equals to 1. If a 1 coulomb charge flow from this conducting, this is a conducting wire, 1 coulomb charge flow from this conducting wire in a 1 second. 1 coulomb charge flow in this conducting wire in a 1 second. Then it is called the 1 ampere. Understand? Then some other small units here. 1 MA, M for milli. 1 milliampere equals to 10 raised to the power minus 3 ampere. Then micro, 1 microampere means 10 raised to the power minus 6 ampere. So you can remember the small units. We will take one example, student, because based on this formula, I equals to Q upon T. Just remember this formula, I equals to Q upon T, where I is electric current equals to charge upon time. So based on this formula, we will take the one example, one numerical example here. So what is the question? Question is, a current of 0.4 ampere. Here ampere is a unit of I. Ampere is a unit of current. So if 0.4 ampere current flow through a conductor for a 5 minutes. So minutes, that means time. Okay, so 5 minutes. T equals to 5 minutes. Then how much charge would have passed through a conductor? First, to solve the numerical problem, just we have to write down what is given. So what is given, student, here? 0.4 A. A means the value of ampere. A means the value of current flow. That is given in ampere, because ampere is a unit of current. And C for coulomb and second. Okay. So here the current flowing given is in ampere and time given in a minute. So you have to change in a same units. Here ampere is given, so change this minute into the second. That means time is given, I is given, and you have to find out the Q. Understand? So just see. First write down the given I equals to 0.4 ampere. Then time T equals to 5 minutes. Just convert this 5 minutes 5 into 60 seconds. That is equals to 300 seconds. Then formula I equals to Q upon T, or Q equals to IT. Just cross multiply. I multiply T. So formula is Q equals to IT. Then put the formula. Q equals to value of I is 0.4 into value of T is 300. So calculate 120 C, 120 coulomb. 300 multiply 0.4. So charge passing through a conductor is 120 coulomb. So in this way you can solve the different problems based on this topic, based on the ampere, based on this I equals to Q upon T. concepts clear? Students, if you have any doubt, you can message me, you can comment, and use this class code and join the Google Classroom, get homework, notes and solutions. Thank you very much.